chicken and apple salad with a fig balsamic dressing. That's what I'm bringing to lunch today. I eat salads every day. What I will not eat is a boring salad. And a lot of times I make my own salad dressing to go along with it because I like to change up the flavors. So let's start with the salad dressing. I'm going to make a fig balsamic dressing, and we start with figs, but one thing to keep in mind is that when you buy the figs, they have this tough stem that's on here. You gotta make sure that you cut that off, and it's super easy. It just trims just like that. Throw it in the trash and you're good to go. So I'm going to use my high-speed blender and put the figs with the stems removed in there first, and then I'm using a pretty good quality balsamic vinegar. This one's been aged, so it's a little bit sweeter. And you just, when you're making the dressing, you want that balance between the sweet and the salty and the acid. I'm going to blend this just with the figs and the balsamic to begin with, because if I put all of the liquid in, I would end up with too many chunks from the figs. So let's give this one a good blend. So once this has blended where it's just like that, where it's a nice paste, now we'll add in the rest of the ingredients. So I'm adding in some garlic that's been chopped up a little bit. I'm going to add in my spices. I'm doing thyme, salt, and pepper. And then I'm adding a little bit of coconut water to thin this out and add a little bit of flavor and sweetness. And then I'm also adding coconut aminos. It's similar to soy sauce, sort of, but it's sweeter and it still has that saltiness to it, but I think it just gives the right balance. And if you're like me trying to avoid the soy, that is why I'm using the coconut aminos instead of a soy sauce. But soy sauce would work fine, it just adds a slightly different flavor. Like I said, when it comes to these dressings, I just like to change the flavor up a lot. So when you taste this, if you think, it needs a little more of this or that, go ahead. Nothing wrong there. And now we're just gonna blend this up again. All right, so this is still a bit thick, but the flavor is spot on. So I'm going to add a little more coconut water to this to thin it out. So once you have your dressing just the way you like it, and I'm telling you mine, I feel like I could just eat it with a spoon and forget the salad, it's so good. But once you have it just the way you like, then start assembling the salad. I'm using kale because I like how it stands up, and a lot of times when I'm bringing salads to work, I want the greens to stand up for the time that it's gonna be sitting in the refrigerator or in my cooler. So I start with just drizzling a little olive oil over the kale leaves. And I want to make sure that all of the olive oil gets worked into these kale leaves very well. And so I just use my hands. I promise they're clean. Beautiful, right? This is what's going to work with me today. Maybe not the whole bowl.